Hey guys, Shawn Ziem, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor, and the host for this Network Marketing Insider podcast. I appreciate you tuning in wherever you're tuning in. You could possibly be on YouTube and many of the Buzzsprout platforms. And I look forward to, if you are involved, you're one that's an action taker. If you're on the YouTube channel, drop some comments, hashtag live on the live, hashtag replay on the replay. If you're just listening to us, I would love for at the end, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, definitely drop a like, drop a share, and just engage. And if you have questions throughout, please drop them in the comments. I would love for each and every one of you to help the algorithm. Drop your favorite emojis. The least you can do is where you're watching us from. And throughout, if you have questions, we'll definitely get back to you after our conversation. A couple things beforehand. If you're not involved with if you have issues as far as loving pictures or videos, and you see those things for iCloud or Dropbox or Google Drive, and it costs you extra money to upgrade, why not upgrade with Got Backup? It's $9.97 a month, and you actually have resale rights. You can earn money, and you get 6 terabytes of storage instead of getting 2 for the same price. The value is amazing. The older generations can upload and download the app. It's very easy on their phones and computers. It's for everybody out there. So something to take a look at. And I offer that as an add-on. And also, don't forget, at the end, don't forget to look at the description for my information and also my guest information, that you can connect with them, take a look at what they're doing, get involved. That's the goal of what we're doing, is sharing the insides and out of network marketing. Let me bring on my next guest that I met recently. Matt, now it's Gunnufson. Did I mess that up?
You damn close, man. It's Gunnufson.
Gunnufson, damn. I knew that's the one thing I love messing up, though. That's something that I appreciate and I take pride in. If you mess up, that's okay. You know, it's all right to mess up because it's how you learn. But people are afraid to do that. So before we get into it, Matt, I know I had you do a little bio of why you got involved with network marketing. Give us a little snippet of what got you involved. You know, some people have different stories, and I hope those that are watching take some mental notes or actually physically write some stuff down, because they're going to learn massive golden nuggets. So, Matt, share how you got involved with network marketing in the first place.
Oh, Lordy, man, where should I go back to? Like, I should probably go back to high school. High school. Okay, so my mom was went through all the school to become a nurse practitioner. My dad, basically just worked various jobs, but my mom decided I think she got fired actually from her job, and she decided to get into network marketing, and she became like this walking, talking, machine, handing out materials and, the potions, lotions, whatever. And then it came time to, was like, Matt, you going to go to college? And it was kind of like, I remember talking to my high school counselor. I was like, I think I'm going to do network marketing or something like that. Work with my mom. And I remember the uncomfortable mood that felt in that moment when I was talking to my counselor instead of going to college. But I don't know. I kind of just knew early on that, like, the whole college route wasn't for me. Even though I tried it, I still, like, in the back of my mind, I knew it wasn't for me. So anyway, that was my first exposure to network marketing. So I didn't really do much with it until I was about 27. I got involved with a company. I won't mention the name. But I did that for a little while. But I did the whole thing, like, standing out in the parking lot with a suit and tie, handing out magazines, to people that had no interest whatsoever, and then try to get them on a 3-way call. And, people talk about posturing and how important that is. You know what I mean? Like, the way it is set up now, like with posturing, like you literally like are begging people to like pay them $20,000 to work with them, right? That's good posturing. Right. Now it's like, the way it was back then, it was like, oh, please become one of my people, oh, I got one, that kind of thing. So anyway, I did that for a little while. I got burned down on it because I basically just hit a plateau and I went the opposite direction. Instead of going up, I went down and was like, so frustrated, pissed, quit, Then, so that's how I got started in network marketing. I've done like many various things since. I've done network marketing, affiliate marketing. Now I do digital marketing. I've been working for myself pretty much most of my life, when I worked at jobs and stuff like that, they always kind of look at me like, how is it that you function? Like, I don't get it. I remember I was working at a factory once and like, everybody else could do it, but like I had like this huge mess around my station and just like random parts everywhere and glue everywhere and just like, you know what I mean? Like it just, I have to like do it my way. And like when somebody does it their way and they try to have me do it their way, like it just never works out. So sorry, that was kind of a long answer to your question.
No, man, I appreciate it. It's great. I mean, people, yes, you learn about it from maybe a mom that might be involved in it, pitching products and things in the past. And I like how you talked about how, slinging products and getting on a 3-way call and really, there's different ways of doing it today. I want to break those molds, those myths. Everyone think, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. Oh, there's no money to be made, because people never stick to something for so long. Like you were saying, you were in something for a number of years. You also are learning as you're earning. So that's can you speak on that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think network marketing, honestly, like people trash it or whatever, but honestly, it's a really great way to learn skills like sales, marketing, building your self-confidence, which is a big one, and so, it's like everybody who is where they are today is because of all the stuff they've done in the past. Right. So like you said, like all of my failures, all the things that I, learned not to do has helped build me up to where I am now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of people, those skills maybe are not ready to put out into the world. Like in the beginning, I started doing video in 2018 and people are like, why are you doing this? There was people started earlier than me, and people are like, why are you doing this? You're doing this for free? Because you do things for free, because you're planting seeds, you're educating, you're providing value. What we're doing right now, we're sharing some tips and strategies we're going to get into, like golden nuggets. And the funny thing is, there are people that won't take action. They won't implement. People are afraid to share their stories and share what has worked for them. Oh, they're going to take my business. No, you could tell somebody how to make $1 million and they will not. It'll be laid out for them and they won't take action. Why do you think that happens so often right now? Like when I see things that my friends come at me with and they give me a little information, I do some research, and I usually, if I support them, I get on board, whatever it is. But there's a lot of people that don't. And they just say, no, it's not for me. And, oh, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get screwed again. But it's like, if you're supporting someone, wouldn't you want to, go, don't you go to a brick and mortar restaurant? Maybe you have a bad meal. You're going to go back there again. You're going to give them a second chance. Try different things. But people don't want to try anymore, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting perspective. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, like you said, there's a lot of skepticism. There's a lot of fear. A lot of us have been hurt in the past by something, right? It was like, our kid brother or something was like, hey, Matt, come on over here. You got to see this. I'm so excited to share this with you. And it turns out it was like, getting dunked on with water or something like, oh, it got me, I'm never going to do that again. You're never going to get tricked again. So, this stuff comes from early childhood, a lot of it, right? But anyway, there is that skepticism, right? But, honestly, most people, like, they're just not willing to do what it takes, right? To become, ultra, rich, right? I mean, let's just be real, like, right? There's just certain people are just never going to be rich. They're just not going to do it. Other people, it's kind of like a thermostat, right? It's like, dang, if they're not making $20,000 a month, they feel broke. You know what I mean? If they're not making $1 million a year, that they feel broke. So everybody has like their own thermostat and what they're comfortable with and what their goals are and what their levels are at. So, it's almost like whatever information it comes in, it's kind of filtered through an interpretation of who am I, mm-hmm. right? Who am I? What do I stand for? What do I believe in? So if something comes out that's foreign to that, it won't match necessarily. Maybe they're just not open to it. I don't know. That's a good question. I really don't know.
And a lot of people don't understand. I mean, I'm a teacher. I've been working, went to college for becoming a teacher and been doing that professionally for 22 years. And there's other things you can do, other skills like affiliate marketing. I learned so much more recently on going on training, spending a few bucks, $5 for a challenge that I actually went through the entire challenge and learned the skills to set up a funnel. What is a capture page? What's a sales page? If you know, and people think they need a website for everything. And really, I dropped my website. I had a connectionmachine.biz, which is actually on the screen right now. I actually deleted it the other day and have set up different funnels to generate more leads. I never had that before. I wasn't taught that. I, at 40, what am I, 47 now, learn new skills to better my businesses. And that's what you have to do, is take some time out, learn a new skill, add to it. Is there any skills that you've learned recently that you'd like to share?
Oh, boy. Boy, that's a good question. Okay, yeah, here's the skill that just like came to me, because I definitely have experience with what you're talking about. Like, I've done all that, the funnel and the leads, but I know what you mean. Like, when that was brand new, it was like, whoa, holy cow, like you could do it this way. Because I just got to share real quick. When I first got started, like online marketing, I thought the best way to do it was to like spam. Like, literally, that's what I thought. I thought it was like go in chat forums and just post my link and then people would just buy. That's literally what I thought. So it's just funny kind of how far you evolved, right? But anyway, yeah. So where I'm at now, like what I'm learning is it's really about who you're talking to. Like, they call it your perfect customer, right? And one of the tricks I learned recently was writing out like everything that your perfect customer is thinking, so that you can talk to them. Like, and who your perfect customer is, if you're doing like personal relationship marketing, is you. Maybe
Right.
it's you who you were like 5 months ago, right? But it's you. So I started writing out stuff like, damn it, I'm jealous of when Bitcoin drops and I'm not able to invest because I'm broke. Or, I hate it when, I remember, because a couple of years ago I was working at a job, like just feeling like you're on a hamster wheel. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you work your butt off, but you're still not even like getting ahead. And just how frustrating it was. And it makes you want to like sell everything, sell your house, and just move to the Philippines or something where you can actually afford to live. Like, this is the stuff that I was just writing out. Well, this is the stuff that's in my own mind, right? So by doing that, allows you to really relate and say things to somebody in your marketing and your communication. You're like, damn, it feels like this person knows me. Like, how do they resonate so strong with what I feel and what I believe, So that's just a recent skill that I learned.
And I like that, because it's true. You have to share what has worked for you in your past, why you got into it, will get others into it. That's what network marketing is, to be able to duplicate what you've learned to somebody else, so that you don't have to babysit them. They do their own thing, they grow, and actually you're leveraging their time, and it's all about that team aspect. I found that affiliate marketing is more of you put some content out there, it's selling your product. You're not really, like levels. Some companies have different levels, but it's all about bettering other people and using those skills. And yes, spamming. A lot of people, they think from the other parts of the world, just, go into Messenger and just message. Oh, and I love that. I get people randomly, because I keep my thing public. All my social networks are public. So I get random messages, which is fine, but you also get a lot of spams. They're like, oh, how's it going today? And I'm like, oh, here we go. That's how you're going to start off. I don't even know you. Like, you're going to go into something, and then they start, oh, you need to see this. Wait, you don't even know what my situation is. Why do I need to see that? So I agree. It's giving what others are looking for, and not just selling. You're presenting, providing some value. Sharon, I learned some hooks that you were saying. Those are some hooks you can put into a post that'll intrigue somebody to stop their scroll to listen to what you say. Otherwise, they're just going to keep going by. So you got to make it some kind of an interest for someone to get involved. And I found personal development is huge in network marketing. Like, in the companies have you been in, have there been Zooms? Have there been trainings? Can you talk on that front as far as how to help you once you get into a company, are there assistants, tools that they share with you?
So your question is there personal development inside the companies that I've been in?
Right. Yes.
Most certainly, yeah. I'll just speak on that if that's okay. So basically, I feel like, you're only going to grow to the extent and level that you are, right? And so, everybody wants to make more money, right? But the reality is, we have to develop ourselves into the person that can actually handle that much money or can actually receive that much money, right? And so, yeah, absolutely. It's everything's always underneath it is personal development. Sure, the actions might be a little bit different. Instead of, passing out magazines and doing on three-way calls, now I just post content, right? So the actions are different, but like if I had kind of a, picture, if I had a really dull axe and I start chopping at a tree, I could produce 10 hours a day of content and it wouldn't really resonate or wouldn't really come across or do much for me. It would actually have a counter effect than 2 hours of super sharp content, right? When you're on fire, right? You know what I mean?
Now, where are you placing content? Is it something that let's see and share some of the places that people should be hanging out?
Well, so from the past, back when I was, one of the things that I did, my most successful thing that I did was back in around 2017 to 2020. My wife and I, we did about $800,000 in selling affiliate programs, our online course. We had our own subscription service. So we did really well with that. And the methods that I was taught then, the first place to go to is Facebook. Facebook, what I love about Facebook is a couple of things. One is you can find your perfect customer pretty easily. Like, let's say, for example, back then, what I was looking for was Amazon sellers, right? Because I had a message I wanted to share with Amazon sellers. So guess what? There's Facebook groups that are dedicated to Amazon sellers. There's Facebook groups for every freaking niche.
Yeah.
If you want to be in scuba diving, if you want to be in golfing, if you want to be a stock trading, there's Facebook groups for everything. So that was a really great place to start. So then I'm adding these folks as Facebook friends, right? So in this case, right now I'm talking to affiliate marketers, network marketers, that kind of thing. So I'm adding them as Facebook friends. So now when I do a post on my Facebook wall, or if I do post inside these groups, more of these folks can see that information. And so that's my first base of content. And then I also I've made a lot of money from YouTube. Like you said, the power of video. Oh, video is so great because you're making eye contact. Super important, right? People get to know you, like you, trust you. What's great about YouTube, though, is different than a lot of platforms, is people are actually searching for that, right, the answer to what it is that you're talking about. So their mindset is different. Like, damn it, I'm looking for a work from home opportunity. Let's see what's out there, right? And so that sort of thing helps as well. Just YouTube, it is more competitive now than it used to be. A lot of people talk about TikTok, and I'm on TikTok as well. Like, I guess TikTok is the new YouTube as far as there's not as much competition. A lot of content creators are doing really well there. I have yet to break through on TikTok, but I'm still doing it anyway. So for me, it's Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, mostly Facebook and YouTube.
No, I definitely agree. Facebook is, everyone has it. If you're like 22 and older, you usually have a Facebook. Maybe a little bit younger won't have it because it's not cool. But anyone that has a business is going to be on there. And it's always have notifications come to their phone. They're always looking at it. And like Matt said, building your community, getting your 5,000, and then growing your followers and going above the 5,000 with that, that's powerful. Yes, every time you post something, every time you go live, and yes, things are changing. And there's differences, Facebook and YouTube. Facebook, Zuckerberg's controlling a lot of things now, and the algorithm changes. So certain select people will see your stuff. YouTube, it's all about tagging. You could get yourself into different selections of genres just by tagging it properly, and it allows you. And the algorithm is different there as well. And TikTok, yes, I'm not an expert. I'm there too. I'm still learning. I'm glad you're trying things, because a lot of people are afraid. Oh, it's for the younger generations. It's for this and that. Oh, everyone is, at some point, is going to need to have a home-based business or network marketing, affiliate marketing. I like to talk to teachers out there because they can have a side income and make more money. Why would you not want to have more money for vacations, for paying down debt, buying your first home, what have you? And yeah, you might fail a number of times. We're examples. I've talked about it. You're talking about it. We all have failures, but we're learning and we're growing, because then we can help others. How do you find time? I have 4 kids. I'm married. I'm a full-time teacher. I was a varsity baseball coach, which I gave up recently. I find time. How do you find time to do your business?
So it's a necessity, right? I told my my wife and son recently, I said, basically the mornings from now on till about noon, my time, that's going to be business. So that's what I do now, as I just dedicate that time to producing content. I'm just doing whatever I can to build my, what's the word? Reach, like my following, my engagement. So that's what I do. Yeah. I mean, it came about because we were talking about earlier. So I have another business, which is flipping cars. And it was going well at first. And then last fall, it was like terrible. It was terrible. And then this year hasn't been that great. And so and May was just like crickets, there's nothing going on. So I had nothing going on. I was like, well, I'm definitely going to dedicate myself to this internet marketing thing. And I'm so glad I did, man. Oh my gosh. What a lifesaver. So yeah, that's kind of it. It came about by necessity, right?
And yeah, it's an inspiration for some and desperation for others, but it's just putting yourself out there, trying it. It could be a few bucks. It could be free. It could be a few bucks you got to pay. But if you get what you put put into it. That's what I always share with people. It's like, if you want to make some money, you're going to have to put some time in. You're going to have to spend some money, possibly advertising, doing something. It's either time or money you're going to put toward it. It's a business. It's not a hobby. I mean, some people treat it as a hobby. That's why they don't get that bigger income checks that you're looking to get, because they're not treating it as, like Matt's saying, his mornings are focused. It's important to get through his day. He gets his content, gets his stuff, all his daily disciplines, daily income producing disciplines, like different terms that are being thrown out there on trainings that some people go into, some people don't. Any books that you can share that you've learned anything from on the networking marketing front? Have you gone in research of any of those?
On the network market, there's so many good ones, right? Russell Brunson, you familiar with Russell?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a chance to hang out with him down in. Went on a cruise. Super cool dude. But Russell has, I know he has the 3. I think he has a 4th, and he has more than that. But the .com secrets, expert secrets, and traffic secrets. I mean, the way he explains things is really simple. He takes a very complicated thing and explains it in a way that is super simple. His stuff is just awesome. Yeah, for sure. I remember when I got .com secrets, he first had it on video. He doesn't have it anymore like that. But I was a weekend and I just was watching .com secrets and I was like, oh my gosh, this is genius. It got me so pumped and excited about content marketing.
No, it's definitely something out there. I like, if you haven't listened to it or read it, Building an Empire is powerful. I have Harvey Connor, the 50 years of network marketing, great insider. I like learning what has worked for others and how maybe they failed. It's something that everyone should take some information from and continue growing. Is there anything that you can share on? I would love to learn on email. Is there any specific thing that you utilize? Is there steps that you put through into a system that you have people go through when they're working with you from start to closing?
That's a good question. So, my email marketing, I think email really hasn't changed, as far as the general ideas of it. And if it's okay, I'll just kind of rehash. So the most important thing with email is your headline, right? Because I found that if you have a good headline, you're going to increase your open rate. And really, it's just a numbers game, right? The number of people who open your email, the number of people who read your email, the number of people who click on your link, the number of people who click on your link and then become a customer. So a headline is super important. How do you make a good headline? There's many different ways to do it. I like curiosity. So don't like give away everything on your headline. Otherwise, they're going to feel like, well, I already know everything. So why should I open this, right? If you leave them curious, that's good. High reward is good. Like, like I talk about, I did a YouTube video the other day about how our organization made 9 million in 80 days. That's high reward. So it's like, whoa, how'd they do that, right? Or the wait what factor. I had this one email that did pretty well for me because I had this dream. It is the weirdest, most bizarre dream, but I was like, oh, I'm going to put that in the headline of my email. And it was, I French kissed a bald eagle. And people are like, what? Oh, come on. What is this? Right. So, so I think that's the most important thing is your headline. Right. And then, so then once you've got the headline, then, one thing about email is you want to make sure that what's helpful is just break it into one sentences. Boom. One sentences. Each sentence kind of leads to the next. Right. If you clump it all together in one big paragraph, it's gonna be like, oh, I don't want to read that. Right.
Too much.
Yeah. So now they've read there, and you're hopefully just kind of sending them through the process. And emails are the same process as your copy, same process as webinars. I love webinars. I don't know if you watch many webinars, but they're great because they start with the hook, they start with the promise, the reward, right? And then what they're doing is they're establishing the value of the product. Okay. So that's what an email does, right? It's like, here's the headline. Here's why you should be interested in learning more. And then there's a call to action, right? So that's essentially right off the top of my head. That's all I can think of as far as emails goes. As far as what you're putting in an actual email. People say as often, once a day, that seems to work, you can use like sense of urgency in your email. So, sometimes people get on your email list. Well, mostly they get on your email list and they're just kind of hanging out there. Right. So you can do things to incentivize them to get them to take action. Like, I'm giving away a bonus, but it's only until this Friday, or if it's only for the next 4 people. So if you want to jump on, then now's the time to take advantage, because people they need a sense of like why you should do it now. You know what I mean? Right. And so those things are definitely helpful.
No, that's a lot of fire right there, man. That's lots of good information. And is it important to follow up? Do you follow up with your leads on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis? Is there too much that you recommend for those that are watching as far as a follow-up to those that have contacted them on their opportunity?
Okay, yeah. So as far as follow-up goes, I don't reach out to them personally. It's all through, email and through social media. That's my process of follow-up. There's certain things that you can do. You can post more often at certain times. Like, for example, if you have a webinar coming up, it's like, hey, we got a webinar in 2 days. Hey, did you get my last email? We got a webinar coming up. Hey, did you sign up for the webinar? Hey, the webinar is coming up in an hour. Hey, we're live. We're doing the webinar. Right? That's a lot of emails in a short amount of time. And you know what? They wouldn't get on your email list if they weren't interested to begin with, right? So I think as long as it's value and serving your folks and whatever they're accustomed to and whatever they're used to from you, I think that's fine. I mean, some people like to send out a personal email every day. I don't want to do that. I like to let automations take care of it. But if there's something special that I want to talk about, then I might email them more often in a certain period of time about it.
Awesome. No, this is, people are popping in right now. You might want to, wait till this uploads and get to from the beginning. Is there any final thoughts you can share with those or for all of us on marketing, on video, on, lead generation? Any final thoughts that you can share with us on any of those?
Wow. Final thoughts. I did a post the other day. I think that this is the most important key element that people are missing, that they need to have in their marketing, which is belief in themselves. If you don't have belief in yourself and you're doing your marketing, it's going to come across. I don't know if you believe in woo or vibrations or energy or anything like that, but I feel like it's true. There's a certain energy that we have about ourselves and that we convey across. And there's just something that is either repelling people or attracting the right people. And so if we believe in ourselves, it comes across. Like, did you know that 7% of communication is only the words that we speak? The other 93% is other things like the tone in our voice, the minor inflections on our face, our hand gestures, these kind of things. So if we're believing in ourselves and we're communicating, we believe in ourselves, other people will believe in us too. But if we're having doubt or uncertainty about ourselves, it's going to come across also.
Awesome, man. Definitely appreciate this. This is a lot of fun, and I appreciate each and every, few minutes. And we have 30 minutes right here. We just rocked out for providing some massive value for everyone that's in the network. Please take a look at the description and on all the platforms. You can see all of Matt's information. Reach out to him if you have questions, you want to start a conversation, you want to look into any of the opportunities he's involved in. Take a look at his YouTube channel. We're here to help you grow. I thank Matt for joining us, and we hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Thanks, everybody.